Hello everybody and welcome to what will be a quick little two-part video series here on the channel. This is probably one of the first flights that I'm taking, that I'm putting on this channel, where I have a very specific mission in mind. And I'll get a little bit more into that once we are in the air. We are sitting inside the Beechcraft King A in what is right now a very snowy St. Cloud Regional Airport. This is my local airport, and this is where we are starting. So we are gonna get this bad boy fired up, and we will get ourselves in the air. First, we're gonna need to turn batteries on. Bring the condition levers down and prop levers up. We are going to do left engine on. Now, they do not fly this plane very often, so I am not all that great with the starting procedures and whatnot. I just kind of go off of what the checklist told me. There's probably a few more steps that you would do while you're actually flying. So before I forget, I am going to do that. So that one is good. Let's get the other one started. I'm also pretty sure there's some kind of specific thing you do with the levers here once you get everything started, but that is just a bit above my knowledge level. He wants pilot heaters on. Yep. Let's get our avionics turned on. And it is going to, we only have 3 checkpoints that we, 3 waypoints that we will be needing to hit. And from what I can tell, the flight plan thing in this is a little bit buggy, so I'm just going to do direct to each waypoint one at a time. Whoops, missed something. There we go. There we go. We should be looking pretty good. We just need to get all of our lights on. Wonderful. And get rid of the parking brake. we can chop this guy up. And we are gonna be on our way to the runway. I can get my altitude set up. Gonna be keep it fairly low at only 5,000 feet. And that will be so we can still kind of do some sightseeing. We're gonna be flying over, I've got it, so we'll be flying over a couple of cities on our way down. Put the flaps halfway. So as you can see right down here, we will be departing on runway 31 here. So we're gonna do big turnaround once we are airborne. There we go. We're up. Gears up. While we are on our way up to our designated altitude, I can tell you what's going to be going on. So we just took off from St. Cloud, Minnesota, and we are going to be on our way down to Cedar Rapids, Iowa. And what's going to be happening in Cedar Rapids, Iowa? First, let me tell you what the situation is. For anybody that kind of follows space flight and is an avid kind of follower of the space program or rocketry of any kind. And if you've been keeping up with what SpaceX has been doing with the development of their prototype Starship rocket, you would know that in December? Was it November? They did a test flight of the SN8 test vehicle. And now that we are in the new year, they are going to be test flying the next prototype, which is SN9. And, SN9 had an unfortunate little tipping event shortly after the flight of SN8. So that delayed the test flight a little bit. But they've got everything pretty much all ready to go now, and they're going to be launching it any day now. And that is going to be taking place in Boca Chica, Texas, which is on the very southern point where the border of Texas meets the border of Mexico, where those meet the Gulf of Mexico. So that is going to be taking place down there. Now, why are we going to Cedar Rapids, Iowa? Well, that is because we are going to be picking up our good friend, the everyday astronaut, and we are going to be charter flying him down to Boca Chica so he can do his absolutely wonderful live streams of the event. And if anybody follows or watches the Everyday Astronaut, they know that he lives up in Iowa. And I don't know where in Iowa he is from, and I don't really give a hoot. But we agreed on meeting up in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, so that is where I am going to be picking him up. And from there, I will be flying him down to the very southern point of Texas. And that will be, after first part of this will be me picking him up. So just a flight from here from St. Cloud to Cedar Rapids. And then the second part of this will be the flight from Cedar Rapids down to the Boca Chica, Texas area. There's not really an airport that goes directly to either Boca Chica or the South Padre Island area, so we will be going to Brownsville, which is basically the same thing. It's a neighboring town down there in the southern point of Texas. So right now, it's not a very exciting flight here on our way down to Cedar Rapids, Iowa. I mean, we are flying into Iowa. We are flying to Iowa, so there's just not a whole lot happening there. But I've got it so we will be flying right over the downtown Minneapolis area, so we can get a look at that. And we will also fly over Rochester. So that'll be the second big city on our flight plan here this afternoon. And if anybody that watches this actually knows who the Everyday Astronaut is, No, this isn't a collaboration of any kind. He has absolutely no idea who I am, and, you know, I'm not actually gonna be picking him up and taking him to Texas. I have no idea what his actual travel plans are. He probably drives himself down to Texas in his fancy dancy Tesla. So this is just a fictional charter flight. But it'll be fun. It'll be fun to fly, take out the little king here from my local airport of St. Cloud Regional all the way down to where SpaceX is launching their prototype Mars landing rocket. So that is the main point of this two-part episode. I just thought it'd be fun to kind of throw in that extra little bit that, yeah, we're gonna be charter flying Tim Dodd, the everyday astronaut, so he can live stream for all of us the flight of SN. we are coming up on the Rochester area right now. Rochester is a city that is very near and dear to my heart, because that is where my grandmother lives and where my father grew up. So, numerous times every year I find myself making a drive down to Rochester. Normally, it is about an hour-ish drive from where I grew up, and, which is pretty close to the Twin Cities area. And this just now, flying in from St. Cloud, I know it's been under an hour. Here's the downtown Rochester Mayo Clinic. The Mayo Clinic. But yeah, it's flying under an hour. So that was Rochester. We passed it now. Yep, there's the Rochester International Airport. Probably one of the busiest smaller airports that isn't MSP. Maybe not quite as busy as Duluth, but it's still pretty busy, and that is because of all of the people flying in to visit the Mayo Clinic. Alright, well that was a pretty shocking landing. The airplane just kept wanting to kinda constantly go to the left, so I had to fight that. Probably should have had the throttle a little bit lower. Probably to about where it is right now. But we made pretty good time on our way down, so we are probably a little bit early. I highly doubt every astronaut is gonna be here quite yet. We plan to meet up here in a little bit of a later time, but I'm just gonna go wait in the spot where we plan to meet up, and then I will bring him down to the... Okay, oh wow, what is this guy up to? He is beyond lost right now. Mad skills though. But anyways, yeah, once our everyday astronaut gets here, we will be on our way and head down to South Texas for the flight of SN9.